Top 10 states with the harshest anti-immigrant laws. Are you living in a state that secretly targets immigrants with the harshest laws? You might be shocked to discover how far some states go to clamp down on immigrants, both legal and undocumented. From extreme policies that force families apart to some that even challenge federal laws. Stick around, because this might just open your eyes to what's happening right in your backyard. In this video, we're diving deep into the top 10 states with the most severe anti-immigrant laws. Some of these states are known for beautiful landscapes, thriving cities, or even their friendly faces. But beneath the surface, they're enforcing some of the harshest measures against immigrants. So, which states are the toughest? Stay tuned, you won't believe number 1. Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update on important topics that shape our world. We bring you the most eye-opening, controversial, and thought-provoking content, and today's video is no different. We'll be counting down the 10 states with the harshest anti-immigrant laws, and trust me, what we uncover will make you think twice about how these policies impact families, communities, and even the economy. Now, let's dive in. Before we jump into the list, let's talk about what we mean by anti-immigrant laws. These are legal measures that make life more difficult for immigrants, whether they're documented or not. These laws range from strict identification policies, aggressive deportation tactics, denial of basic services, to even criminal charges for merely assisting an undocumented immigrant. These states have chosen to go beyond what's required federally, making them some of the harshest places for immigrants to live. It's important to note that many of these laws target not only illegal immigration, but also have implications for documented immigrants, creating a hostile environment for anyone perceived as foreign. Let's take a closer look at the top 10 states that are leading the charge with these harsh measures. 10. Georgia, known for its southern hospitality and beautiful landscapes, Georgia takes a very different approach when it comes to immigration. In 2011, the state passed HB 87, one of the toughest anti-immigrant laws in the nation. This law requires police officers to check the immigration status of anyone they suspect of being undocumented during routine stops. The implications? Law-abiding residents, especially those who look or sound foreign, are at risk of being profiled. HB 87 doesn't just target undocumented immigrants. It also imposes harsh penalties on individuals or organizations that assist them, even unintentionally. Business owners, landlords, and regular citizens face potential prosecution for giving undocumented immigrants jobs or housing. The law has had a chilling effect on Georgia's immigrant communities, with many families living in constant fear of deportation, leading to a significant decrease in trust between immigrants and local law enforcement. 9. South Carolina. South Carolina might not be the first state that comes to mind when you think of harsh immigration laws, but its SB 20 proves otherwise. This law, often referred to as a show me your papers law, allows law enforcement officers to stop and detain individuals they suspect of being in the country illegally. Critics have slammed SB 20 for encouraging racial profiling, arguing that it puts anyone with an accent or darker skin at risk of being unjustly harassed. South Carolina has also enacted laws that severely restrict the ability of immigrants to access public services, including healthcare and education. Immigrant rights groups have fought these measures in court, but the law remains in effect, making life incredibly difficult for immigrants trying to build a life in the state. With rising deportation rates and ongoing legal battles, South Carolina's aggressive stance on immigration continues to spark controversy. 8. Arizona's SB 1070, passed in 2010, is perhaps the most infamous anti-immigrant law in the country. Dubbed the Show Me Your Papers law, it gives police officers the authority to stop anyone they suspect of being undocumented and demand proof of citizenship. This has led to widespread allegations of racial profiling, as Latino residents have reported being stopped for minor infractions like broken taillights, only to be subjected to intense questioning about their immigration status. While the Supreme Court struck down portions of the law, the core provision remains in place, allowing police to check the immigration status of anyone they arrest. Beyond SB 1070, Arizona has also enacted laws that restrict access to education and public benefits for undocumented immigrants, leaving many families in limbo. The state's hardline approach has led to large protests and legal challenges, but Arizona remains one of the toughest places in the U.S. for immigrants. 7. Alabama's HB 56, passed in 2011, is often described as one of the most draconian anti-immigrant laws in recent U.S. history. This law goes beyond just targeting undocumented immigrants. It mandates that schools check the immigration status of students upon enrollment, creating an atmosphere of fear for immigrant families. The law also prohibits undocumented immigrants from receiving any form of public benefits, including healthcare and housing. Perhaps most shockingly, it criminalizes offering transportation or shelter to undocumented immigrants, meaning that even family members or friends who help someone in need could face jail time. This law has driven many immigrants, both documented and undocumented, out of Alabama, leading to labor shortages in industries like agriculture. Critics argue that the law fosters racial profiling and punishes people for simple acts of compassion. Despite legal challenges, HB 56 continues to impact the lives of countless families in the state. 6. Mississippi. Mississippi might not always be in the national spotlight when it comes to immigration, but it quietly enforces some of the toughest policies in the country. The state's strict cooperation with federal immigration authorities has led to numerous high-profile immigration raids in workplaces where undocumented workers are often detained and deported en masse. Mississippi law allows local police to work closely with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, making it one of the states with the most aggressive deportation tactics. In 2019, the state saw one of the largest workplace raids in U.S. history, where nearly 700 undocumented immigrants were arrested in a single day. This harsh enforcement has not only torn families apart, but has also had a chilling effect on the local economy, as many employers struggle to fill positions once held by immigrant workers. The state's hardline stance on immigration continues to make headlines and devastates immigrant communities. 5. Texas. In Texas, everything is bigger, including the enforcement of anti-immigrant laws. The state's SB 4, passed in 2017, empowers police to question the immigration status of anyone they detain, regardless of the reason for the stop. This law, which has been compared to Arizona's SB 1070, was highly controversial and led to protests across the state. SB 4 also prohibits sanctuary cities, meaning local governments cannot enact policies to protect undocumented immigrants from federal authorities. Critics argue that the law encourages racial profiling and creates a hostile environment for immigrants, documented and undocumented alike. Texas has also cracked down on the ability of undocumented immigrants to access public services, including healthcare and education, further marginalizing immigrant communities. Despite ongoing legal challenges, SB 4 remains in effect, and Texas continues to lead the charge in strict immigration enforcement. 4. Florida, known for its sunny beaches and tourist attractions, has become increasingly hostile toward immigrants in recent years. Under Governor Ron DeSantis, the state passed legislation banning sanctuary cities, requiring local law enforcement to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. This move has made Florida one of the most aggressive states when it comes to deportations. The state's policies also limit undocumented immigrants' access to driver's licenses and public services, making it difficult for them to live or work in the state. Florida's strict immigration policies have drawn both praise and criticism, with supporters arguing that the laws help maintain order, while critics claim they lead to widespread racial profiling and discrimination. With a growing immigrant population, Florida's laws have left many families living in fear of deportation and have sparked ongoing debates about the state's approach to immigration. 3. Indiana. Indiana may not be the first state that comes to mind when you think of immigration, but it has quietly passed some of the strictest anti-immigrant laws in the country. CA 590 allows police officers to investigate a person's immigration status during any lawful stop, detention, or arrest. This has led to concerns about racial profiling, as immigrants, particularly Latinos, are disproportionately targeted. In addition, the law prohibits undocumented immigrants from receiving public benefits, such as food assistance or housing support, leaving many struggling to make ends meet. Indiana has also passed laws that make it difficult for undocumented immigrants to find employment, as employers are required to verify the immigration status of their workers. These harsh policies have driven many immigrants out of the state, creating labor shortages in industries like agriculture and construction. Despite protests and legal challenges, Indiana continues to enforce these strict measures, making it one of the toughest states for immigrants. 2. Tennessee. Tennessee's immigration policies have grown increasingly strict over the years. The state passed a law requiring employers to verify the immigration status of all new employees, which has led to widespread job loss for undocumented workers. Tennessee has also cracked down on public services for undocumented immigrants, making it harder for them to access healthcare, education, and housing. One of the most controversial laws in the state allows police to detain individuals they suspect of being undocumented, leading to concerns about racial profiling and civil rights violations. The state has also taken steps to cooperate more closely with federal immigration authorities, increasing deportation rates. Tennessee's hardline approach has sparked protests and legal challenges, but the state continues to enforce some of the strictest immigration laws in the country. 1. Oklahoma. At the top of our list is Oklahoma, a state that has passed some of the most extreme anti-immigrant laws in the nation. HB 1804, also known as the Oklahoma Taxpayer and Citizen Protection Act, criminalizes providing any form of assistance to undocumented immigrants, whether it's offering them a ride or helping them find housing. The law also prohibits undocumented students from receiving scholarships or in-state tuition, even if they've lived in Oklahoma for most of their lives. This has created significant barriers for immigrant students, many of whom have been forced to abandon their education. Oklahoma has also passed laws that require local police to work closely with federal immigration authorities, leading to an increase in deportations. The state's harsh policies have led to widespread criticism from immigrant rights groups, but Oklahoma remains one of the most aggressive states in enforcing anti-immigrant laws. There you have it, the top 10 states with the harshest anti-immigrant laws. These policies have wide-reaching effects, not just on immigrants, but on entire communities, economies, and even the perception of what it means to live in the U.S. It's a controversial topic that sparks debates on both sides of the political spectrum, but it's crucial to understand how these laws shape the lives of real people. If this video opened your eyes, or if you have thoughts to share, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below, let us know what you think, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into today's most pressing issues. See you in the next one.